Welcome to the Printing Bureau, where we unlock market secrets through cutting-edge predictive analysis and forecasts. Dive deep with us as we explore stocks, commodities, crypto, forex, and property. Remember, while we provide insights, this information is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Market predictions are inherently uncertain, so always do your own research and consult with a financial advisor. We're not liable for any losses or damages. Let's navigate the markets together.
Saturday review. So let's look at the usual pairs that we look at. I think I'll start with Bitcoin today for a change. So let's just quickly look at the Bitcoin CME chart, right? So look at weekly chart. So our target has been hit. I expect higher prices here. So I'm gonna put my interest box to about, say, about the 125k, somewhere there. 125, 126, somewhere here price will hit. And in terms of a pullback, I think there will be a pullback on this chart. So we can expect a pullback maybe to about maximum 114, 114, somewhere here, somewhere there. Price will pull back. If you go and look at the daily chart, you will see there is a gap here. So you would expect that gap to be filled. You expect this gap to be filled before we continue going, but I would expect higher prices first and then come and close the gap. If you look at the 12 hours, we have a pink candle here, and our pink candle, normally when we get them, we tend to go the other way first. Even if we come down, I still expect this to come into this box before we have a proper cool down. So more higher prices on this Bitcoin CME chart. And if I just go to the perpetuals chart, today being obviously Saturday, so if I just make the chart bigger, so what you can see here on this 12-hour chart, so we've gone outside the KC channel, which means you go higher because the move to the upside is strong. Now we have a bit of a small selling coming into the market, but it's just a small selling really. So I'd expect another push to the upside exceeding 118.882. So we'll go higher above that. And then potentially after that, then we can cool off and come back into the, I would say, the 115, call it 115 to 114 to 115, somewhere there. We'll kind of pull back to that zone and then continue going up higher. So on this Binance perpetual chart, what we can do is we can move our interest box to here so that this box stays here around the 115, 114.5 maybe to the 115. We want to get this, yeah, somewhere there. I think price will fall, but you know, we could expect, so I can clone this, and we could expect that the price here will move to about the 120, 121. We could even get to 125 before coming down. So we'd say price will go into this box first and then come down. So we'd expect this to go into this box and then pull back, then continue the journey to the upside would be what we'd expect. We've only done the level one push really. So we'll come back down, come and meet the 9, then go up again, go higher, and then after a while all these moving averages will move up, come and meet the 21 somewhere around here, around the 110. You know, currently is, you know, this is sitting around 111, so you know, we'll move up and we'll come and meet it somewhere. So I expect more higher price on Bitcoin. Let's look at our next pair that we normally look at. So let's look at Dixie first. Actually, Dixie, where is Dixie? Dixie. So let's look at Dixie and a weekly chart. So Dixie, I mean, I think, you know, this is a reversal for me, but it's not a complete reversal because I think because the reason why we are going up is, as you can see here, we are going to have a dead cross, and normally when you're going to have a dead cross, what normally happens is you kind of rally into the dead cross. So that's the rally which is happening. I think this rally will continue into next week, and I think it probably continues to somewhere here. Let's get it to somewhere here. I mean, it could even go all the way up to here. Could all go all the way up to here before. And then after the dead cross happens, you would expect this to collapse back down again and maybe go lower than this or form a higher low or double bottom. So that would be the kind of setup that I'll be looking for. But I think next week we have a bit more of a move to the upside on the Dixie before we collapse down following the dead cross taking place. So that's the Dixie. Let's move on to the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ on the weekly chart, what we can see here, we are outside. Okay, so our interest box has been hit. So that interest box, we came back into our interest box and we're going. Again, it's. I think there'll be further upside before any collapse. There's nothing on this chart that is of a concern to me at all. If I step into the daily chart and see what we've got here, so on the daily chart we've got a move to the up here, a move to the up there, and a move to the up there. I think, okay, so I think on that basis we potentially could have a pullback to this zone here. Based on the daily chart, I think we could come back into here, so into around 22417 to about, you know, where this is actually. So we could come back into that zone. Let's make this here, and that should be fine. So that should be our pullback. I think we'll have a bit of a pullback on the NASDAQ into next week, into this zone first, before we kind of continue the leg to the upside. We could even, you know, okay, it lines up beautifully with the previous stop, so it will be a retest of the previous stops, and then we will have support there, and we'll continue the journey to the upside. So that's what I'll be expecting on the NASDAQ. Let's move on to the XPX. So the XPX is very similar to the NASDAQ. So you know, I think you know, pattern wise they normally follow the same. So with the XPX, again, it's a similar story. You would expect that we'll come back and test these stops here. So, you know, if I just make this much smaller to this point here and to here, that's fine. Get rid of this, we don't need it anymore, and move this into, oh, come on. All right, yeah, so somewhere here I think you would expect price to come back into that, and then continue its leg to the upside. So I think there's still more upside on this chart. If you go to the weekly chart, you can see that the weakness obviously is being flagged on the weekly chart, but it's just it's just going to be just a pullback and no collapse of this move, and there's more upside, I think. So that's the view on NASDAQ, on the SPX. And then we go to gold. Gold. So gold, where last week we were expecting gold to come into this box. Unfortunately, it's not. We've had a bit of a, I think we had a divergence here, and it's trying to do a switch back. Again, I don't think gold has much legs to go. This switch back is it's a fake out. So I'm still on the bearish camp. And I will change my tune if gold manages to break 3498 with strong volume. If it's able to do that with strong volume, then yes, I'll change my bearish tune. But you know, on this daily chart, would we expect it to go? I mean, this close is good. I mean, I like the close that I'm seeing here. So the close I'm seeing here is good. I like it. It's a strong volume. We are also above the 50 SMA. So that changes the picture a little bit. And I think if I'm looking at level counts, we had a drop here, went up, We had another drop here, came up. We have another big drop here. We trace back, lower high, and then go up and then retest the 50 again and break above it. I think maybe, yeah, I think we'll go up to do a double top. So let's put our interest box. I think gold will go up first. So let's put our interest box here and put our interest box somewhere there and move it to the upside here. So yeah, I think we'll get a bit of a move to the upside. If I step into the 12 hours, it's already beginning. So yeah, I'd expect this to continue to go up and exceed, either do a double top or exceed this slightly before, yeah, maybe we get a proper collapse. So goes up first before we have a collapse. So I'll change my tune based on some of the metrics that I'm seeing on the 12 hours and the daily chart. I think it potentially goes up first before we face the resistance at the top here and see if the bears will be selling. I think there's liquidity here. There's liquidity between here. This candle has a lot of liquidity sitting on it. If we bring it into the weekly chart, you can see there's a lot of liquidity sitting from here all the way to here. And normally they go back to take that liquidity. So I'd expect this move not to be the move. I would say this move is just a liquidity hunt and stop loss, and then kick some stop losses above it or just here, and then continue the leg to the downside. But we'll monitor it on a week by week basis and see where it looks like. But I think it goes up into this box next week. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to so we've done gold, we've done XPX. I think that's all the coins that we look at. Let me see if we've got GBPUSD. This was quite a good trade, so I think I'll share that. So we had the stop, and I have been calling for the top on this as well, and I do expect it to come in. I think it will come into somewhere here, which is the 329. It will come into that zone. It will face a bit of a resistance here, bounce up a little bit, and continue the leg to the downside. So GBPUSD, that will be a good short for me. I think it's a really good short for me. So that's GBPUSD.